Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guards of Gondor. We're back in the Beornings. We just arrived at the end of last episode, so we have already presented ourselves to Grimbeorn, but we still need to talk to him a little bit more.
This lodging is not without cost.
I will allow you to stay, for I know the dangers that lie beyond my walls, and I will not make you face them alone. But I do not give you this lodging for free. It will cost you nothing in coin, rather the price will be the sweat of your brow. Many are the tasks that need doing, and in return for a safe place to stay, you will see them done. Do you agree? Very good. The road through my lands has become choked in some places with brush. Clear 4 patches of brush, and you will have made a start on opening the way. We always have need of flint and firewood. Gather 4 suitable logs and search patches of soil until you find 3 pieces of flint. Orcs and wargs have been troubling my families ever since my sire came down from the mountains. Slay 4 orcs and 3 wargs, and let them know that these lands are not safe for them. That will be a start, Beriathan. That is my price. Speak to Gandalf and learn if he appreciates this favor. That's 1 now for the introduction.
My decision still stands.
Absolutely not. My decision has nothing to do with the King of the Green Leaves and everything to do with my people. However, I permit you to stay for as long as you need. I am not unkind.
The darkness has spread across the mountains.
The darkness has spread across the mountains into formerly peaceful valleys, and these lands of mine are no exception. Orcs and wargs spy on my people from among the trees. Goblins creep from their holes in greater numbers than ever before. Even the beasts of the wood are angered. Not just by strangers, but by me, once their trusted friend and companion. Speak to my kin in the Vales, and every one of my people will confirm I speak the truth, and that it needs addressing. Once you have spoken to them, journey north to the edge of the Floodvilles and find signs of the danger that creeps ever nearer to my home.
Some days ago, I sent Harskour to the wood's edge with a wagon of provisions.
Have the wizards told you much of the woodmen, Beriathan? Before you came to the Vales, their settlement of Floodvilles was beset by wargs and goblins come down from the mountains. Its fences were splintered and its houses were sinked with goblin fire. But Floodvilles endured. Alas, it proved a costly victory. Many hill men and a few of my kin were slain by the goblins, and now the chieftain of the woodmen, Rickmar, fears that he must face this tragedy on his own. He will not, and I have promised him my aid. My kin have served as guardians of the woodmen for many years, and it is a time of great need for Rickmar's people. With many of his hunters slain, his people grow hungry. Worse still, he lacks the men to defend his people should the fences of Floodvilles fall to the goblins. Some days ago, I sent one of my kin, Harskour, to the wood's edge with a wagon of provisions, but he has not returned and he is needed here among us. I can spare no others for this task, and you have proven yourself trustworthy in my eyes. Deliver my message to Harskour and aid Rickmar and his people as best you can. Perhaps he has remained in Floodvilles for reasons of his own, but it is time he returned home. Okay, let us get acquainted with the other Beornings. Funny enough that Grimbeorn says we have proven trustworthy when we are just getting started with all our tasks in here, but anyway.
A life of honor is one well lived.
Look around you and tell me what you see. You see peace and you see safety. It is not easily won and even less easily kept. My husband Grimbeorn fought many battles to make it so, and he has shown no sign of stopping any day soon. Let the darkness beware. I am Girta, matron of the Beornings. My husband and our kin will fight to protect this way of life from each danger that threatens. If you search for such dangers, you will find them nearby.
Life is sweet like honey.
Listen to the buzzing of the bees. Watch as they trundle about. Those big bees belong to Grimbeorn, but in name only, for they are the descendants of bees raised by his sire Beorn, and they are cared for by us all. In return, they give us beeswax for candles, among other wares. Would you like to attend to the bees? They are partial to a strain of lavender that grows nearby.
Grimbeorn does not appreciate surprises.
Grimbeorn has let us off lightly, Beriathan. 4 patches of brush and logs for firewood? 3 pieces of flint, and this is not to mention the paltry number of orcs and wargs he asked that you slay in the fields and meets around his home. Grimbeorn, like his sire before him, does not appreciate surprises. Oh, he will warm up to them in time, but at the outset he looks upon any unexpected arrival with disapproval. You will need to trust me, Beriathan. If Grimbeorn asks that you clear 4 patches of brush, you should instead clear 8. If he asks for 3 pieces of flint, I suggest that you bring him 6. In point of fact, I think you should double the quantities of every task he set before you. Why? Let us just say that it is important for us to be on the good side of the Beorning-lands master. You will thank me for it when all is said and done. Okay. Let's have it your way, Gandalf. Let us trust your counsel on this one.
The mountains belong to us, not to those foul goblins.
I am called Parthmoth. I have recently come home after traveling in the Misty Mountains where my people once lived. Alas for the dwarves and the orcs, for their wars drove us out and now it is no longer safe to return. A pox on the cursed halls of Moria. So many evils have come out of the darkness of that place that now the mountains are lost to us. I do not know if it will ever be safe to return there. Oh.
Is there no end to our troubles?
Greetings again, Beriathan. I waited at the forest gate until the elves finally allowed me to pass through. A process that took much longer than I liked. I did not wish to anger my sire, so I did not complain very much to the elves about their obvious reluctance to open the way. I have not left the Beorning-lands since I returned. Langar's stories about the wolf dens have filled me up with caution, and I do not plan to venture past the vineyard.
Is there no end to our troubles?
I have run into something of a snag with one of my tasks, and I tell you it may be a sign of something much worse. I have been keeping to the safety of the Beorning-lands ever since the recent travels, and feeding the crows seemed enough to keep me here. All of the animals have now been fed, save one, for Honeybell is gone. Ha! It may be the time to save one, indeed. Honeybell may just have wandered off, but if she has gone further than I would like to be searching. Help me find her.
Good to see you again. How goes the adventures?
Beriathan, good to see you again. How go the adventures? You tell Sturkist about all of your travels since the last time you saw him. Oh my, that all sounds rather harrowing. I think my adventuring days are behind me, friend. One near-death experience is plenty. Grimbeorn keeps me busy enough around here as it is. He is never especially pleased to have guests. I, on the other hand, am happy to meet new friends from faraway lands. He chuckles to himself and then suddenly remembers something. Oh, Langar will want to see you again since you are here. She was sent to the wolf dens to help deal with the goblin problem. You should go see her if you have time. Yeah, we'll go. Eventually. We'll take care of everything here in the Beorning-lands, first of all.
Life is sweet, like honey.
I was shown kindness by the elves of Pelagod as I would not have expected. I told Grimbeorn my story of the foes that ambushed me and of the evil that lurks within the elf woods. They say they have cleansed the forest, but I hold that no Beorning should take the risk. It is still Mirkwood to me.
It is a bright day in the Vales.
We have both been through a lot lately, and I think a rest might be well deserved. Do you know what I find most relaxing? The ancient Beorning art of baking, of course. Would you like to help me bake a honey cake? This will not be just any old cake, I assure you. This will be of the very type that Beorn of old used to bake himself. There are easier recipes to follow, but this is not a day for easy. I rest best when I am tested. Does that make any sense? Come, see me if you have questions about the process. Come see me. You have any questions about the process? Yeah? The recipe, yes, of course. You will need to gather wild wheat, seeds, and honey, all from the Beorning-lands. Then the wheat and seeds must be ground very well. Next, you add the wild honey to the mixture. Honey from the farm will not do for this step. No, that honey is far too domesticated, and Beorn's original recipe calls for wild honey. Once the mixture is properly mixed, it is time to bake it, but don't let it cook for too long. The best honey cake is moist and not too dry. So yeah, we'll need to leave the safety of the Beorning-lands. and get on our way. Later, patch of brush, okay. The lavender for the bees. Sure. It seems we're making good progress then. Yeah, it all looks pretty good so far. Let's grab this patch of soil. Huh. There's a lot of things to pick up. This should be the last piece of firewood. Yeah. Most of these objectives, yeah, are just around the Beornings. As far as the Orcs and wargs go, they should be a little bit to the south. I know a couple places for wargs especially, but I don't expect to have any troubles finding the mobs that we need to find. Just in case. Here we have warg. This warg hide will do well as a trophy for Grimbeorn. Okay. Okay, here we also have the Orcs, the Grindavat sentries. Vales Orc Slayer. What? Oh my god, what happened there? Oh, let me take a look first. This orc head will do well as a trophy for Grimbeorn, yeah. But what got me? The Grindavat sentry. Why? I don't know. Do they have some sort of reflect, or was I just reckless? I don't get it. Alright, now that we have the time, let us also check the deeds that we got. We have Vales Orc Slayer, 80 of them, and Warg Slayer, 40 of them. So, all in all, doesn't look bad. I mean, there should be plenty of chances of fighting orcs and wargs around this place. Superior Doomfall Atlases. Well, I'd much rather do with Ironfold Atlas essences. That's the stack I already have. In fact, I should be taking those Atlas essences and getting them on my quick slot. Especially if the enemies are hitting as hard as these guys are. Oh, there's a lavender here. Okay, this is the last orc, I believe. We can also backtrack a little to get the last orc. Alright, so we still need some brushes. We also need a lavender and the materials for the honey recipe, the ingredients, actually. There was a buzzing, humming, and a droning on the air. Such bees were busy everywhere. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's good that we are taking the time to fully explore the surrounding area. You never know when you will find some of these locations for the dead, it seems. Alright, that's the last patch of, well, the last thing we needed. Honeybell. Let's try and track Honeybell because I have no idea where she is. And in the meantime, we can also gather some ingredients and see what other quests we can do in this area. Yeah, this quest is one I was looking for. Pesky box. We skipped it on the last episode, but we are not doing this today. Skipping it, that is. We will, of course, complete the quest. Swarming gnats and pesky flies in the Beorning-lands are hard to bear, even for a Beorning. You should defeat these annoying insects. Those in the Beorning-lands will be pleased with your efforts. Sure, we also got, well, a lot of items, but no, I was trying to check the deed, actually. 40 insects, okay. We can do that. Vale Badger, no. I mean, we could technically fight a poor guy for the deed, but he hasn't done anything to us. That wouldn't feel right. Honeybell. Okay, we're getting close to the place where she is, so I think I have a pretty good idea of where that is. But nonetheless, I would like to double check as we make our way there. Oh, that thing drained all our power. Okay, so what do we have here? Ilgraf. Wargs are numerous here. We have also a new deed and a new quest. Wargs from the north have made a hiding place among the rocks at Ilgraf in the Beorning-lands. These beasts from Gundabad will be a danger to the peaceful folk of the Vales and should be dealt with immediately. We also have the deed, an explorer deed, of course, 11 locations. Defeat wargs and burn animal carcasses. Okay. From the looks of it, it seems Honeybell is around this place, which is what I suspected. So let us clean this place up. Just gotta find a way up. How many carcasses we need again? 10. Okay. We seem to be doing pretty good so far. Just don't die, would you? Where did you come from? I'm also starting to notice we are not dispatching these enemies as easily as we've been doing so far ever since we left Minas Tirith. God, that was a long time ago. But yeah, it seems we have finally caught up with our legendary items. Well, considering all the things we've been through, that's saying a lot, but they seem to be at normal efficiency now. I mean, this is usually how long it takes me to fight most enemies with my other Warden at level cap, with appropriate items, but also the appropriate level range of enemies. So yes, it seems this is the place. This is the last place where we will be able to use these items, which is okay. I was totally planning that. We'll move to Minas Morgul very soon, and that's when we will make the change. You have defeated many wargs at Ilgraf and destroyed their food, sending the creatures of Gundabad a message that they are unwelcome among the Vales of Anduin. The folk of the Beorning-lands are safer now for your efforts here. Yeah, but I still need to find Honeybell. She's supposed to be here around somewhere around here. That would also explain why those orcs were able to defeat us so quickly. If we have reached the point where our legendary items are at the same level as our enemies, then that means that we might need to be a little bit more careful than we've been so far. I have no idea where Honeybell is supposed to be. Because according to the map, it should be somewhere around here. And now I'm also wondering why I don't have a deed for quests in the Vales of Anduin. That doesn't seem right either. Cowbell. Oh. Oh. This bell belongs to Honeybell, but its presence belies her absence. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will need to bring the news to poor Stairkist. But before we go back, we also need to find all the other ingredients. Take care of this box. Okay. We are done with the wit now. Seeds and honey. Okay. Here. I think I remember the honey now. You gotta keep in mind, when this quest pack, well, this quest pack was initially released relatively not too long ago. So I remember way better what I did playing here than all the other places we've been so far. I mean, I expect to have this sort of remembering moments all throughout this area. Seems that will be the case. There we have the beehives. Bloodroot's Glen. You found a glen in the hills that is feared by Beornings as a place where trees move without wind and bees sting without warning. They call it Goldhirst and whispers of Clutchroot, a vile and corrupt Huorn that stalks there. The folk of the Beorning-lands will welcome the defeat of the Huorns and Hornet of Goldhirst. Yeah, I actually remembered fighting these Hornets. And the thing about the Hornets is they apply a very nasty bleed. So you cannot go fighting a lot of them in quick succession, or those bleeds will definitely get you. And there are very similar Hornets to these in Gundabad. I cannot tell you how many times I died to those. They are a pain, especially when you have a lot of those bleeds and you are not able to remove them. But now that we have all the honey we needed, I think we can safely ignore most of these bees. Alright, defeated Flatchroot. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh my god, thank god for the portents, otherwise I would be fried. You have defeated the dangerous Huorn Clutchroot as well as his corrupt fellows and the vicious Hornets in Goldhirst. Those in the Beorning-lands will be pleased with your efforts. Yeah, and they very well be, that wasn't easy. Wasn't super hard, but it was close. Closer than I would like. And the thing is, these are level 100 pots. Of course they are not going to work. Whereas these ones, the level 121, the level 120 pots are so much better. Yeah. I was given good enough reason to remember to add those to my quick slot. Alright, we're missing one more fly. But, we also need to scout the entrance to the Floodvilles. We are not gonna visit that area for a long time, but well, we still need to scout that entrance. And this quest has been like so ever since this place initially released. Even before the Floodvilles, the Wells of Langflood were released. But that way the game also lets you know there's more to the world than you can see, and that more things will come. You have defeated many Vale flies and biting Vale gnats, which will surely bring some relief to the farmers in the Beorning-lands. Well, so let us try to scout the gate to the Floodvilles before we go back to the Beorning-lands. And in the meantime, let me see if I can find what's going on with the quests of this place, with the deed. Is there supposed to be a deed? I mean, it would stand to reason there is one, but I don't know why this one is not popping up. Because if I made a mistake, I much rather see or know what happened before I continue. Even so, take a look at this. Don't you love it? Don't you love how this place looks overall? Okay. I took a quick look. It is by no means a thorough investigation, but it seems the quest deeds in the Vales of Anduin will trigger after you complete specific quest lines, and that would explain why there is no deed so far. That makes sense, and that sets my mind at ease a little bit. But I would still like to take the time to check this as thoroughly as I can. So I'm guessing that's what I'll do after the end of today's episode. Here we are back in the road, and this will eventually take us to the Wells of Langflood, but that is a level 130 area, so we're not going there just yet, as I told you before. But yeah, that would be smart. Orcs from Gundabad have blocked the road, and few keep watch over the northern edge. Alright, well, it seems we don't need to fight these orcs for the moment. And yeah, if we continue moving north, we'll come to an area that we're not supposed to be in. What's this? The large collar you found on the road to the Floodvilles appears to be dwarf-made. You recall that Parthmat spent some time around dwarves when he journeyed beneath the mountains, and he might be able to tell you something about the abandoned collar. Yeah, to be honest, I was just looking for some lost lore pages. There are a couple of volumes that we can find in this area. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any of those. Take a look at this little pond in here. Oh my god, this place looks so great, especially considering, well, the only other time I have quest in this area, I still had my old PC and I was running the game at low graphics, so this is such a big difference. I am quite pleasantly surprised.
These trophies are certainly respectable, though they were not in life.
They show what I expected them to show, that although the war may be done, its soldiers remain a threat to the Vales of Anduin. The trade route must remain closed for the safety of my people.
I know that Thranduil wishes me to reopen the trade route into Mirkwood.
I have heard of the hardships faced by the dwarves of the Lonely Mountain and the refugees from out of the east. But my own family must come first. Go to the forest gate and tell the elves that they're what I have decided.
You have done more than I asked.
Grimbeorn squints at you suspiciously. Why? Is this the wizard's doing? Why would you do more than I ask? What are you trying to prove, Warden? Of course. I get it.
Orcs, goblins, and trolls have long harried the people of the Vales.
The days have been dark along the Anduin these past few months, and not just for my people. Orcs, goblins, and trolls have long harried the people of the Vales, but their attacks became more frequent of late. We turned them away, my kin and the woodmen both, and by so doing we each became more friendly with the other. Good fences make for good neighbors, my sire used to say, but to that I now add, and so does shared hardship. You stay at the Beorning-lands because I allow it, Beriathan, and that means you should do as I say when I say it. And now I wish for you to go to Floodvilles, the village of the woodmen on the eastern side of the wood's edge, and lend them whatever assistance you are able. They face danger in the Vales of the Anduin, but they are not as hardy as my people and will need your aid. On your way to Floodvilles, stop by the fort of Beckbar and obtain the collected tolls from Gultek there. Return it to me when you have finished with the folk of Floodvilles, and I will count your obligation met. So as you see, yes, we'll be also doing a lot of back and forth in this place, but, well, not a big deal. The butter now has a good consistency. Okay.
The Vales are under our protection.
You were right to guess that dwarves made this color, but I do not think it came from Moria. If it was found near the Floodvilles, it seems likely the color came from Gundabad. That fortress was made by dwarves after all. Do you see these hairs here, stuck in the cracks? They are unmistakably warg hairs. This is all very clear to me, Beriathan. A large warg has come down from the Floodvilles. He broke free from his collar and now roams the Beorning-lands. You must find this beast quickly and put an end to the menace of him. Okay, now that I'm here, let me also check this quartermaster. We have a master in Floodvilles. We need to be acquaintance with the Wilderfolk. Also a guide to the Beornings? That's nice. Because as far as I remember, if I remember correctly, the master in the Beornings was actually tied or had a different reputation requirement. I might be wrong on that one though, but I do remember that that was one of the last things I did on this area last time I was here. So it seems they changed that requisite, and I will be very glad for it. That means I will not need to stay here grinding to get that travel skill, and more travel skills are always good to have. Alright, we're feeding the bees. Here we have the task board. Okay. And what kind of items do we need? Calcified carcasses, lost essences, pebbled filth, stone word furs. I don't know, but I think I might have enough of those for my 10 tasks of the day. And that would be great if I could, so that I can start working on that reputation with the Wilderfolk. The sooner I get my masters, the better. But I will need to check inside my carry-all and make sure I do have those items.
The goblins seem without end.
Oh no, that is Honeybell's Vale. Where did you find it? In a work den? Tragedy indeed, Beriathan. She was such a good girl, faithful bovine companion, supplier of milk and cheese. We will mourn not just for the products with which she supplied us, but also for her dear loving and sweet demeanor. Poor Honeybell to perish in this way. Starkest squints into the distance, looking at the far gate. One moment. Is that Haldis? I see. And who is that with her? Oh, okay. A nice turn of events. You are a friend of Starkist. I see that you found Honeybell's Vale. I took her out for a walk in the sunshine earlier today, for she seemed quite agitated about something, and I thought a walk might do her some good. Her bell must have fallen off some time while we were away, and I did not notice it was missing until we returned. You found her bell in a work den. I must say I am grateful you found the bell only with no cow attached, and that Honeybell was safe with me and I with her. I am surprised the Starkist did not see us. We must have just missed one another. She's a good girl. What a friendly cow. Alright, that's something that I was not expecting to be doing here, patting cows, but hey, it's good old fun.
Is there no end of our troubles?
Haldis took Honeybell for a walk. It seems I sent you chasing for wild goose and worried myself for nothing. I am sorry, but the darkness that has settled upon the Vales has me all on edge. I shall focus on my next task, which must surely cause me no alarm. How worrisome could mushrooms possibly be?
The goblins seem without end.
Irta has tasked me with collecting wild mushrooms from the Beorning-lands. They grow in the small groves throughout the Vale, but now that I give it a little more thought, I realize that these mushrooms can be found quite far from the Beornings. I would not want to encounter a warg or wars. Perhaps you could help me collect some of the mushrooms that are further afield? This is a repeatable quest. That would be great as well. I don't know if we'll need to grind many of those repeatable quests to get the reputation standing we need. I don't think we need, but you never know. Bake your batter in the oven. I missed the oven. Ah, here's the oven. Oh god. All that is left to do is to wait and watch it bake. Time to take out your cake. That is a nice looking cake. What I'm still trying to find are the last two bees. Ah, here's one. Where is the other? I mean, these bees are really not that easy to spot, but according to this, it should be on top of the task board. Ah, yes. How did I miss it? I don't know. Tokugerta, okay. Grimbeorn's bees are quite friendly, as you have learned. I believe that they have made a new friend today, and I trust that you have learned to respect the bees as well.
A life of honor is one well lived.
Of course I am.
Bees are buzzing and the birds are singing.
Who wouldn't respect bees? You may have only just arrived, but all who stay at the Beornings must assist with the daily work. Yes, Grimbeorn will give his own tasks, that is his way, but he is not the only one who commands folk here. There is much to be done in and around the Beorning-lands. I ask for the completion of 3 tasks. I need butter, eggs, and jam for baking. Can I count on you? And yeah, where do I get those quests? It seems those would be, well, now there are 15 of you. Perhaps we can finish this story without any more interruptions. Cool. Cool, that as well. It seems the quests Gerta wants us to complete are actually auto-bestow quests. Beorn in his deep rolling voice told tales of the wild land and of the dark and dangerous wood. That's about 1/3 of the deed just inside the Beorning house. Let us have a look at your honey cake. It does look quite good.
Today is a good day in the wilds.
Now, that honey cake looks simply perfect and it smells even better. Well done, my friend. This is your very first honey cake? I would almost not believe it. You will find this honey cake recipe bakes differently for everyone who tries to make one. Truly a signature of the baker, if you will. Did you find the process as restful and relaxing as I did? I hope so. Yeah, everything except the honey. A good bake and the bottom is not soggy at all. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I mean, yeah, why not? Once again, the only stressful part about this was the hornets and the honey, but other than that, it was okay. Okay, well, I think this is enough for just one episode. We have just started getting acquainted with the Beornings and helping them with their daily tasks. But yes, we don't have enough time today for more, so that will need to wait for another time. For the time being, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.